The boat. The boat. The boat. It's the boat. The boat. The boat is attacking people. Why would he?
He seems to have stayed here
why
for a
would he
long
come here?
time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
So it's the guy.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's him.
But on closer
Definitely is him.
examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaede Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before.
A demon
What's your
blade.
problem, huh?
I knew it.
Possibly have
I was
against
correct this whole
Kazuha?
time.
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenome Yuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Amenome
was I
Yuya,
correct the whole
we are
time?
in
The
fact
whole
facing the
time.
blade in his hand?
Yeah,
Now that
okay,
you
that's
mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
now. If you said this before, I would have told you that it wasn't the freaking
Whoa!
pet doll
Surely you
thing,
don't
right?
mean...
I would have told you
Are
it's
you
the blade.
serious?
course it's the
Tatarigami
blade,
energy
that's-
often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
You know what? I was right. That
The
we're done.
blade has resided in
with
Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many
I'm
years,
moving past that.
affecting
We've
his
already
state of
established I was
mind.
correct, so
and more recently
gonna
using
be
the
the bigger
sale
man
as a means to affect,
and put it to rest.
or rather, as a means to occupy Amenome Yuya's body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was
With the
nothing that he
blade.
could not accomplish.
But
All he
would
needed
that
was
mean
more
that
time
he created
and a little
this
faith.
after he left?
Sure enough, in
Then
the
how did the
end,
blade get here?
he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his
Soul
creation
Blade.
of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In
It's
her
not the
conceit,
blade that's
the
controlling him,
Raiden
it's
Shogun
the
lost not
freaking
only the single
demon
most perfect
side, right?
blade in the entire
The blade
world,
is just an
but
object.
also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
Uh-huh.
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action.
Okay, so I was
After the
about to
death
ask,
of my
like, how the
creator,
hell
I
did he
decided
get
to leave
here?
Snezhnaya
But
and began
he's
my
the
long
answer.
quest to return to the
He was
distant land of
freaking
Inazuma.
mind-bending people.
Moving
to
from
bring
one
in here.
person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
Is it just me or is this thing freaking glowing like hell?
I seek but one thing, to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of
He's
Ishin
coming
art.
from the freaking demon blade, right?
So
ironic
Amenome Yuya
that
was
the
not
blade
your
is the
first
one
victim.
treating
Tell me,
the
what
freaking-
happens to those you've possessed
especially
when
these
you've
kind of
finished
blades, the
using
one
them?
forged
My
with the Ishin
hosts.
thing, right? The
Who
one that's
cares what
supposed
happens
to
to
be,
them? They are but
a
tools
combination
that
of
serve my
harmony
mission.
between the wielder and the blade. But look at this. Look at this guy. Not him. He's not part of the freaking thing. No, he's not gonna follow the ideals he's been chatting about for a while now. Yeah, sure.
When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided
Okay,
to
so he
bide my
wants to
time
use
in
Kazuha
Nagato's
to-
warehouse.
I thought maybe he
until
wanted to attack
Amenome
Kazuha
Yuya handed himself
because
over
of
to
the
me on a
fact that
silver
he
platter. At
blocked
long
with the
last,
freaking Raiden's
I'm
blade, so he
approaching my
wanted to
journey's
test
destination.
his blade against
By
the
Amenome
Kazuha.
Yuya's body,
Yeah,
I have found you.
that was the only part of the
And by
quest I was
your
wrong
hand,
about.
I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, what the... I thought he wanted to fight against Kazuha, but he just wants to use Kazuha. But partly because of the
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
And the purpose.
There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come.
Lewd. That's pretty lewd, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty sus. You're saying some pretty lewd sus things. Hey!
Now, give your body over to me!
What the? Oh. I thought he disappeared into thin air. Mine's better, bro.
Lightning flash!
Where? Stop doing this, dude.
We shall rewrite history!
Take this!
Join me and
Wind
sever that
strike.
divine light!
You think I'm stepping
One with
into
wind
that
and
thing?
cloud!
You're crazy.
Lightning flash!
Join
Ow.
me and sever that divine light!
Ow!
Submit to me!
Take this!
Rewrite
That
history!
killed him? Just lost, dude.
Fallen leaves adorn my night.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Bellowing thunder!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be
This is
replaced.
exactly what I said. It's
I
not
can
the
take
blade,
a new
it's the
vessel at
demon.
will. The
They're
end
two
result is
separate
the
entities,
same.
they're two separate
I will end this wretch's life before you
things.
can lift a finger.
There's the
And
blade,
even
and
if I
there's
were
the
to
demon.
lose my physical form, it
So
is but
if
a
you break the
small
blade,
setback.
yes, the demon
My
will die, but it could
consciousness
also
shall endure.
persist. You could also destroy the demon without destroying the blade. Those two are possible, or those three. I mentioned 3 things, right? Yeah, I did mention 3 things. Both of them dying at once, demon dying first, or the blade dying first. Either of those 3 possibilities could happen. Let's see what happens. I will say I like this blade's determination. It's the typical freaking manhwa MC energy, right? The freaking revenge arc story
By any
thing.
means necessary,
with, like,
and any
bells from
medium
the
available,
freaking edges of
I
the
shall
earth.
return and
And
fulfill
against all
my
odds, manages to
destiny!
find revenge against the person that wronged them, using demonic necromantic power, or demon power, or dark power, shadow power, whatever. Typical MC manhwa stuff.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
You are just
You
a
believe
pleb,
I
a
am
peasant.
your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past.
So he, of course,
I've
he
been
would be
wondering
lying,
why you've
right?
not
Why
caused
would
more
he-
trouble in all the years that you've been
Why
in
would he tell the
Inazuma.
truth about his own
If you
story?
are
Of course
indeed
he
a
would.
cursed blade that can
You
possess
think I
its
was
owner,
trapped? No, I
now
was
that I've
fighting
seen
my
inside your
child.
mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped.
Wait. He could do that without making physical contact? I thought someone had to touch him.
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Paimon
But then
remembers
how
now.
would he
Mr.
become
Nagato
obsessive
had a habit of never
if he
touching his
wasn't affected?
collectibles.
Maybe the
Only
energy
when Mr. Nagato
around.
witnessed his
But he
wife's
said that
distress
he got weak
and decided
from-
to sell his collectibles, did you
whatever.
finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled
I hate
brilliance
that you are
of
right,
Ishin
but I
art.
will just get upset.
But to make this
angry,
arduous
and
journey, you
deny everything
committed
that you were
countless
saying,
atrocities
because I
and
should be
showed
the
a
one who's
blatant
right.
disregard for human life, even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Yeah.
Sure, you inherited the secrets
That's
of
exactly
Ishin
what I
art.
said.
But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy,
Yeah,
you
he's
treated the
spitting
ones who
facts and
wielded
you're
you as
angry
mere
'cause
tools
it's
to do your
right,
bidding.
It's correct.
How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you
Dude, I'm
should face
screenshotting
reality.
Easy for you to say.
Whenever
Facing
someone tells me,
reality offers
"Hey,
me
yeah,
nothing.
why
I have
do you
no
freaking
need of anything that
I'll
would
just-
stand in my
I'll just
way.
copy paste.
Not
I have
hesitation,
no need
not
for
self-reflection,
your
and
I do not
certainly
need hesitation,
not your
no
so-called
self-reflection.
reality.
Nor your so-called reality checks, right? Screw your reality checks. I'm gonna live in my delusion.
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your
You can't
body
control
in exchange.
Kaedahara.
How
Kaedahara's
stubbornly you
mind
stick to
is
your wayward
the
path.
epitome of
I do not
freaking-
believe for a second that you can
epicness.
challenge the almighty
No, this
Shogun
guy
in your
is
current
epic.
state.
You can't take
So
over
let us make a
Kazuha.
bet.
There's no freaking
And I will put your
way.
strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things
Okay.
I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
I see.
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amanoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet.
Oh, I think
he's not in any immediate danger.
What the
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey.
Possibly? Probably.
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Let's go there right now. Woo! Hop, hop. Huzzah! Hop, hop, hop. So I'm probably going to be playing Kazuha again. Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, it's the place I was thinking about. It's the place where Kamaji thingy the thingy. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna be playing as Kazuha.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business.
Wind Strider!
Yeah, bringing these guys was
Wind Strider!
like, of course, Kazuha's gonna be able to like
Clouds high. The birds come.
they're very easy to throw around. Of course, you can just beat them up.
Wind Strider!
To the ferry.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's
What?
making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Okay,
Something else
Hold
on your
on.
mind?
let's just
How strange. Rather than
overcharge
trying to
his
control
opponent.
me,
It will release.
he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Damage done by this weapons wielder is decreased. What? What is this? Is it because of sorry about that. Is it because of the fact that it's a cursed blade right now? Maybe this text will disappear later. Whatever. Let's continue. Free chest.
Time to go. Time to go.
It's my lucky day.
Wind Strider.
Da 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 da.
It's my lucky day. The perfect distance.
I didn't see the evil spirit or whatever.
As one with wind and cloud.
The fairy.
Wind Strider.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer.
Okay.
If he keeps
Okay,
persisting,
guy.
he will likely break apart at any moment.
Okay, Blade.
What would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful
Try
with
your
it.
best.
He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve
I was
his
checking
goal.
to see if there's anyone else, right? I want to know where this evil spirit is. I don't see it.
Taste my blade.
Wind Strider.
It's over.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Time to go.
No, I had it on.
Cut down. Like this.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really
True
struggling
form?
the entire fight!
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as
Yeesh.
impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about?
Yeesh, dude. You'd actually break
What? Is this the same
freaking
blade as before? It
trying to
looks like
pick
a
up
piece of
food,
junk.
right? If I was to use you as the freaking kitchen knife, I don't know where I'm
If you
going with
choose to
this.
continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged.
Why do they put
But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to
choices
Inazuma
like that?
has
That
left you
doesn't-
battered and broken. It barely needs
Is it
stating
be-
anymore.
is it because they
Your
can't fit
ambition
too
is of
many
light of
words
fancy.
into one text option, right? Into one option. You
I finally
put it
figured
into
out why
two
it was that
separate-
you agreed
as
to
if
my bet.
he's saying both of those things. Well, he does say both of those things, but he doesn't actually.
You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and
I
cruelty,
think I
nor can
understand.
I empathize
Let me
with
just
the one who
see
made
what
you.
he says.
The only one who
first.
truly understood you had already passed away by
Okay,
the time
he's
you
not
were
gonna
born.
explain it.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
are! Take him down!
Oh?
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Okay. Ow.
Wind Strider!
My blade!
I didn't mean to get hit by that, but I ended up getting hit by that, so it doesn't count,
As one with wind and cloud!
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together,
Oh, to try and
you have
control
seen
him,
me
but
for who I
that
really
backfired,
am.
right?
No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade,
That was
determination,
random, but okay.
and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of
Do you make
Ishin
a
art.
Sorry,
There is something else I
caught me
must
by
tell you.
surprise. Like, what the?
Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami.
All right.
Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life.
Don't feel sorry for him. He killed
my
people.
Consciousness and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow, that was the blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Ame no Mayuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning.
Didn't we already
They were
do that
merely the
before?
next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others.
Hey!
I utterly despise him and
Base.
his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's
Okay.
no need to worry. We'll vouch for
How?
your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
Oh, I thought
All
I
right,
actually
then
had
let's
to
move
fight.
on.
But we're probably
More
gonna get
Ronin
a
could appear at
cutscene,
any
I guess.
moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Alright. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought that was I don't know why I thought that was a freaking statue of the seven. So I could heal, but whatever. Let's just go. Battered and beaten and wounded as we are, we go into the fray. Into the fray of life. Into the fray. Into the fray. Damn it. Come back here. I'll kill you if the last thing I do. No! It's gone. The meat has run away. Oh. Yeah, this is a good scenery. I'm guessing maybe it will be daytime or sunset when the freaking thing starts. Yeah. I guess that. Of course.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
Yeah. If I were to
we
gauge it
still can't
over
let our guard down,
100%, I would
even
say
now.
like 2% of who
Paimon
feels
has
sorry
a
for him.
sneaking
The rest is like,
suspicion that
nah,
Blade
dude, you
hasn't told us
killed a
everything.
bunch of people. You
Still,
took
even if
people's
he's way
minds
past
away.
the point of redemption,
Freaking
it's hard
Nagato
not to
is
feel
dead.
a teensy bit sorry
He's dead.
for him.
He's dead. Okay, he's not dead, but he's dead. There's no way he's alive. He probably is alive, but I'm just gonna continue rolling with the fact that he's dead.
Are you ready?
What?
Ready?
I thought we would get a cutscene.
Okay.
That's not
All right,
fair.
Successor of Ishin
Ow.
Art,
I thought he was
Kaidahara
gonna.
Kazuha.
Okay, never mind.
Successor of Amenoma
It
art.
probably was the blade that
Ame no
did that.
Mayuya.
Honored to cross
beginning.
blades with you.
It is
Right?
my honor also.
The freaking AOE thing that he used to do.
That hurt!
I guess that's why the traveler said that it was similar to Kazuha's style, right? Right?
Time to go.
Right? Maybe that's why he thought it
Fallen
was
leaves, adorn
that
my
single
night.
AoE made travel thing similar to it. I thought maybe it was just something like I guess maybe this is the more generic fighting style. But why does every freaking samurai I see
Thank you for the
fight this way? I don't
experience.
get it. I thought the Amenoma style was different.
Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
Yeah,
You also
that's-
fought
This is
well.
exactly what I was saying. Like,
I'm
you
sure he
can't-
relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you
It's
himself.
too late.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha.
What
I
the?
beseech you, please
Dude, how many
understand
wishes
this.
do you have?
Yes, I too trust Mr.
First it
Kaedehara
was
to do the right
freaking doing
thing.
the bet.
Thank you,
Then it was doing the
successor
freaking
of
battle.
Amenoma
Now it's going
art.
to the smithy. Next he's gonna freaking want to wipe
This blade
the
has
house.
also told me that he has another wish.
Freaking kids.
He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
It better. If he asks for one more thing, I might just break him myself. I'll break you, Blade.
What
I'll
does he
break
want
you
to go there for?
myself.
I am not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Wait, what about the Nagato guy? We're just gonna... I say that he's dead, but I don't actually want him to die. Just cause his wife seems to actually care about him a lot. You know what I mean? It would be pretty bad to have something wrong done to him out of the blue for no reason, for no rhyme or reason,
It's
and
Yuya!
have it go unresolved.
You have returned!
Or without closure is the right way to say it. Yeah.
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human
Hey,
mind.
nice.
Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly
Oh
wounded,
my
but he
God.
will live.
Bring the blade
And now
here.
that Yuya
I'll
is
break
back,
him.
it seems
So we
like the
can
final
finally
ending
end
to
it.
the story
Just break him
is
so
a
that
happy
everything
one
ends.
after all.
Break
I think
him
I know
into
what
pieces.
you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
No, fine.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Cutscene? Yeah.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay, I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable.
Oh,
If
so
I
he wants
abandon the future to
to
give everything I
remake
have in this
himself.
moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything.
I get it.
You mean
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness.
I get it.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank
Kakotsuruge.
you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the
Kakotsuruge.
years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it.
Hey, do I get a free blade?
Remain strong in my mind.
Please tell me it's free blade.
Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
rest in peace.
Tsurube. Okay, I didn't see that properly. Kago Tsurube.
That's why he said it had to be
Ishin.
done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin.
Damn.
It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition
I
that gave
don't
him
know.
the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn
Yeah, like-
determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in
I'll
the
hold
same
you
way.
to your word.
After everything I've seen, perhaps these
Yeah.
pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
What about this Ryuji guy?
Wait, shouldn't we
Yeah.
also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you're right. We need to
Screw
tell
you.
him about the findings of our
Screw you,
investigation.
Ryuji.
And it's also
I
time
thought
to give
maybe
him a
you would,
response to the
you
offer
would
he
try
made
and,
me.
But like when someone have to go and explain something to the guy's wife, right? Or maybe this Kamaji guy will do it Yeah, let's just leave it up to Kamaji. Kamaji, you will do it for me, won't you, buddy? You're a pal. You're a buddy, right? Yeah.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and
I think
Sangonomiya.
that he should put it on hold
That would not
rather
suit me.
than
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
At
I
the
am
end of
aware,
his journey, he has
but
to
I
pass
still
on this
desire to
freaking
continue
art
walking my
of
own path.
bladesmithing.
Very well. I
He
can
would need
understand.
to find,
Then let's pretend this offer
if
was
not
never
his
raised.
own child, I don't know if they're gonna make him have a child. I doubt that. It would still be proper, or rather sensible, to get a disciple of sorts, right? A successor, like maybe getting some kind of talented kid and teaching them this art. He would need to do that here in freaking Inazuma. I was about to say Sumeru. In Inazuma, and for him to do that, he would need to have the freaking Kaidaha clan home, right? So rather than like outright deny it, it would be better to put it on hold, or rather restore it and have it empty. Or rather have the name restored without anything else, to say the least. At least have the name restored, yeah. Because in people's eye, the name probably isn't restored, even though they know that he blocked the freaking Muso no Hitotachi, right? I mean, I'm rambling. Okay, so I went on a whole spiel about nothing.
However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
And then they put the freaking fart
Great.
sounds at the end.
Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take
Okay.
to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy.
Yeah, I'm also actually pretty
Like,
curious.
about these
I spent some
descenders.
time thinking
So,
it over,
Does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace
and I'm
else?
sure I'm gonna rewatch
That's
the
for your
video I
sister.
upload, just so
So many questions.
I
Let's
can
go
have
find
a
Nahida and see what
better
else we can find out.
grasp on my thoughts. But for now, that's it. I wanted to say something and left it for the end, but I forgot what it is exactly. It was during the freaking talk with the freaking Ishin blade. when he gave up his consciousness. But I forgot what I wanted to talk about, so we'll just forget about it. If you forgot about it, then it's not important, right? Anyway, we're done. We're done here. The next place is gonna be Nahida's quest. Yeah.